This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. Metro Police have just released a video encouraging people to lock up their guns and put them safely out of the reach of children during the holiday season. RTV6's Stephanie Wade joins us live now. She talked with officers about why this is so important this time of year. Stephanie.
Nicole, good evening. Police tell me they've covered too many cases and too many tragedies they say could have been prevented if folks just locked away their guns. They say it's critical this time of year. You might be having more people over visiting your home around the holidays. Little children might accidentally find a gun and think it's a toy. Things also get busy around the holidays. You're focused on shopping for presents, cooking, hosting. But Metro Police want you to be on alert and make sure your guns are locked and stowed away from anyone coming into your home. And don't be afraid to ask friends and family if their guns are properly stowed away, too.
Children, they might just stumble upon it. They see it. They pick it up. They don't realize what they're doing, and they can accidentally discharge a weapon. At that point, I've seen, firsthand with several cases where children have picked up guns and, they've hurt themselves seriously and even critically, or even killed themselves by accident.
And coming up at 11, I speak with a woman who knows that heartbreak all too well. She wants to share her story and her loss that she's experienced to hopefully save other children. That story coming up on the news at 11. But for now, reporting live, I'm Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Stephanie, thank you. An update now to breaking news we told you about last night at 11. 8 people are displaced tonight after an apartment fire on the east side. IMPD officers discovered the fire after they were called to the Bankers Lane apartments on East Washington Street around 10:30 p.m. The officers rushed inside, knocking on doors, but were forced out due to the heavy smoke. When Indianapolis firefighters arrived, people were hanging out of the windows of the building trying to escape. Firefighters immediately started fighting the fire and also trying to rescue the victims inside.
Life safety is the #1 priority each and every time, but what you're trying to do 2 things at once. So they basically pulled the line and pulled the ladders and attacked from both sides at the same time. So they had a crew of 4, and 2 people went with the ladders and 2 people went with the line, and they just kind of tried to do both things at the same time.
4 people were injured, including 2 firefighters. IFD says a 25-year-old woman was found semi-conscious inside a 2nd-story apartment and was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but has now improved to serious condition. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. We're tracking a story we first reported last night. Vulgar graffiti left on the entryway of a Hamilton County neighborhood. It's at 104th and Brooks Park Boulevard, just east of Geist Reservoir. We spotted the graffiti last night and contacted Fishers Police, who were unaware of the situation because no one had filed a report. But when we checked back in today, we have learned a report has now been filed and they've opened an investigation. For now, there's no word on how long the graffiti has been there, and no indication of who may have been behind it. Police say they have no reports of any similar incidents in the area. It's now going to check your forecast with meteorologist Kyle Mounds.
Yeah, and things a whole lot better today, Nicole, as we had more sunshine in the area and temperatures almost to 50 degrees. We made it to 49 in Indianapolis, and yeah, that's the start of a warming trend. So even warmer temperatures are going to be coming our way over the next couple of days. Right now, temperatures have cooled back generally into the lower half of the 40s. 42 in downtown Martinsville at 44. Still a little bit warmer for you in Bedford at 48 degrees, while you're at 42 in Tipton. Satellite and radar, there's the clear skies that we enjoyed for much of the day. You can see a few more clouds, though, have been rolling through around Kokomo, Monticello, Delphi, and Logansport. No precipitation associated with those. In fact, as we look back to the north and west, you can see a storm system there that's bringing some rain and even snow far to the north, but that system is going to be staying out of our area. So as we go through the next few hours here, just a few clouds passing through with temperatures in the lower 40s through 9 o'clock. We'll be into the upper 30s for you at 10. And we've got some bigger weather system issues coming our way. On Tuesday, some showers eventually leading to some rain and some very gusty winds on Wednesday, all ahead of your Thanksgiving travel.
All right, Kyle, thank you. More Indiana lawmakers are voicing support for raising the state's legal age to buy tobacco and vaping products. House Speaker Brian Bosma says he'd like to see the age raised from 18 to 21. Most of his colleagues in the House Republican caucus agree with him. Bosma had previously blocked raising the age, saying 18-year-olds can serve in the military, vote, and buy guns. But now Bosma says he's changed his mind because the armed services and veterans groups support the age change. Bosma also notes an increase in youth vaping and related deaths due to vaping and illnesses. Lawmakers are also pushing to raise taxes on tobacco products in an effort to curb use. Another late arrival to the Democratic field of presidential candidates. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg officially threw his hat in the ring, making the announcement today after weeks of speculation. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott with the latest.
Following weeks of speculation, it's official. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is in the race for president, making the announcement in a written statement and in his first TV spot.
Mike Bloomberg for president.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Dropping more than $37 million on a TV ad campaign, the largest of the 2020 cycle so far. His fellow candidates firing back, accusing the billionaire of trying to buy the election.
Democracy means that billionaires cannot buy elections.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is supporting Senator Bernie Sanders, says billionaires should not be president right now.
And I think that it's going to take us further in the direction of wealth and political power, concentrating at the very, very top of our country. And I think that our democracy should be for everyday people, not for purchase.
Bloomberg's ads will air in several key primary states.
And maybe the argument is, hey, I've got more money than the guy in the White House. I don't think they're going to buy that. I think they want someone different.
His campaign now gearing up for the 2020 race. This Bloomberg building has been bustling. We've seen staffers in and out of this building all morning long. And check it out, they're moving in new office furniture. It's too soon to speculate how Bloomberg's candidacy will resonate with undecided voters who say they were hoping the field would narrow.
A lot of them have very similar positions, so it's really hard.
President Trump's campaign seemingly not concerned with Bloomberg's entry into the race. A spokesperson telling ABC News they can keep adding more names to the pile, but no one beats Trump. Rachel Scott, ABC News, New York.
Rachel, thank you. It's something millions of people do every day. Walk out of the house and get into the car. That routine was shattered for one family, and it was all caught on camera. Ahead, staying closed off from emotions is taking a big toll on a segment of our society. We look at a new push to give young men of color the freedom to open up. Kyle.
And those temperatures, they're going to come up and then crashing down ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. We'll talk about the rain and gusty winds coming along with it. You're watching RTV6 News at 6.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
A family in New Mexico no longer feels safe in their own home, and you're about to see why. It started out as a typical Friday morning for the Gonzalez family, but as 17-year-old Sean was walking to his car, a masked man walked over with his gun drawn and his laser flashing across Sean's chest. Sean gave him the keys, and the man jumped inside the car and took off. Sean's little sister was inside the house getting ready for school. She was unaware of what was going on, but she's still shaken up.
I just love him so much, but thank God nothing really happened. Thank God he did the right thing.
Well, that family says they've moved to their current neighborhood to get away from crime, and now they're changing their locks and updating their alarms. Very scary. Well, dealing with emotional issues and mental illness remains a challenge amongst African Americans. Government studies indicate anxiety and depression often go untreated due to the shame and stigma associated with the conditions. But Usher Qureshi met one woman who is trying to change that through pictures and the written word.
It's okay to admit that you are broken.
Confronting the fallout of trauma.
Dear black boy, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. It's okay to hurt.
Author Ebony Lewis is speaking directly to young black boys.
When you teach boys not to cry, you teach boys not to be vulnerable, it looks like that toughness. It looks like that anger. But in the dark, I'm sure there are so many young men that are letting it out.
Lewis started writing the picture book 3 years ago after her cousin took his own life. African Americans are 10% more likely to experience serious psychological distress, according to the Health and Human Services Office. And suicide is the second leading cause of death for Black Americans ages 15 to 24.
Dear Black boy, it's okay to cry.
Got it, Jonah? For Kwaku Amel Smith, a Milwaukee-based psychologist, reading the book with his twin 10-year-old boys, Jonah and Noah, was powerful.
The one thing that resonated with the both of them was the message that it was okay to be vulnerable. It was okay to show all of your emotions, and in fact, that was a very healthy thing.
Lewis says it's time to open a space to talk about pain before it's too late.
If we don't have the conversations, then you have men and women who grow up, who have these struggles, and they don't know how to release, and they don't know how to let it out. And then that's where you get, illness and suicide.
The book is already being used as a tool for violence prevention groups and adolescent therapists like Aisha Sanders.
It's been helpful because it lets them know it's going to be okay. It lets them know that people, they are understood.
Yeah, look at that smile.
The message says the author is universal, not just for young African American boys.
Everyone is affected. We all deal with mental health. No one is exempt.
Lessons Smith says even his 9-year-old daughter can benefit from.
When it's time for her to mother a young boy, she has that ability to know, hey, this is what we've been taught from the beginning. And as a parent, specifically a Black male, you can still learn. It's never too late.
Never too late to learn and heal.
You can't fix the things you don't reveal. Your peace is your power, and your happiness is your weapon. Your tears are how you heal.
Reporting from Milwaukee, I'm Usher Qureshi.
Usher, thank you. 'Tis the season for holiday shopping. The National Retail Federation says people will spend more than $720 billion on presents. The biggest thing people are looking for, gift cards. The NRF says consumers buy 3 to 4 gift cards to allow their family and friends to choose their own presents. Meanwhile, Barbie remains the top toy this year, followed by LOL surprise dolls and American Girl items. Lego, Hot Wheels, and Paw Patrol are also hot buys, and according to research by the NRF, the average person spends about $1,000 on all of their holiday shopping. The best ice skaters in the state went head-to-head this weekend for the Indiana State Figure Skating Championship held right here in central Indiana. 125 Hoosier figure skaters registered for the competition held by Winter Club of Indianapolis at the fuel tank in Fishers. The competition brought out figure skaters from all across the state of all levels for the two-day competition. Winter Club has been supporting skaters from their first steps on the ice to national and international competitions for 80 years.
Skaters train for these competitions around the year, and you work so hard in your sport. It's a great opportunity to come together with other people who love figure skating and to showcase your hard work and skills that you've been practicing at a competition like this.
Today's competition included skaters as young as 3 years old all the way up to 70 years old. The Winter Club's Learn to Skate program is held at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. They will start back up after the holidays in early January if you want to get involved. And Kyle, today was a big change from yesterday in the weather department.
Yeah, that sunshine makes all the difference, and we had a southwest breeze which helped to get those temperatures back about where they should be, even a little above for this time of year. 42 degrees for us right now. Of course, the sun already set. It's set before 5:30 this evening, and we've got that southwest breeze still between about 10 and 15 miles per hour. Around Indianapolis, temperatures still holding in the lower 40s. 43 for you in Plainfield, New Pal at 42, and Edinburgh coming in at 44. As we go through the next 8 hours of your forecast here, just a couple of those passing clouds, but very quiet weather. And notice those temperatures. Once they get into the upper 30s, they're going to sit there for a while. That's in part thanks to that breeze that we'll have out of that southwest direction. 36 for us in the city, 36 in Columbus, and 35 in Muncie. So that's where we're going to start off our Monday, and with some sunshine here. This is TrueCast, 8 o'clock in the morning. A few of those clouds, those will move out. And as we get to the lunch hour, you're going to need those sunglasses. Still probably want to have that jacket handy, though, as we're going to have temperatures on this cool side, eventually getting into the 50s. Here's a look at TrueCast into the evening. Not going to have any precipitation here. Really a very nice start to the work and school school week and Thanksgiving week here, as we're going to see dry conditions with temperatures 49 degrees for you at noon, 55 for that afternoon high, actually a little above average, 55 in Rockville, and we'll have a pair of 5s on the thermometer in Rushville as well. Let's get into the more active weather. We'll take you to the middle of the day on Tuesday. We'll have clouds around. Still think it's going to be quiet at that point. As we get into Tuesday evening, that's when we'll start to see the rain chances increasing, with temperatures again into the 50s, and this model even suggesting we may see some late day highs approaching 60 degrees as we get to midnight Tuesday night into Wednesday. But we'll also have some widespread rain with that lingering into Wednesday morning before the rain moves out and the cooler air starts to filter back in here by noon on Wednesday, just 40 degrees in Indianapolis. But also Tuesday night and Wednesday especially, we're going to see those winds cranking up. So while we'll be close to 50 degrees for a high here next couple of days, our wind gusts will be close to 50 miles per hour on Wednesday. That could make traveling a little bit tricky there, especially with some of those slippery conditions into the morning with the rain around. 7-day planning forecast, dry and cool, much calmer there for Thanksgiving Day itself at 43. We'll get back into the 50s again on Saturday with some rain likely, and then it looks like we'll be getting a little bit colder for the second half of the weekend. Rain snow mix possible on Sunday.
Leaving the house for work today, I had my winter coat on. My fiance was like, "You don't need that. It's so nice out."
For a change, yeah, we'll take it. And the next few days should be pretty good too.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Well, fans rule at the American Music Awards. Coming up, we get you ready for a huge night in popular music that you will only see on RTV6.
Visit takeactionpv.com.
America will have the final say on who wins big at the American Music Awards tonight. This is a live look from the red carpet at the Microsoft Center in Hollywood. The award show kicks off with performances you'll only see on ABC and RTV6. ABC's Alina Gomez is there with a preview of tonight's show.
It's all about the fans at the American Music Awards. Fans had the chance to vote for their favorite musicians earlier this week, and tonight we'll see who takes home those honors. The stars are out for the fans. America's favorite singers hitting the stage at the American Music Awards. I'm a sucker for you. Competing for the evening's top awards. The roof go down when I switch. The AMAs will be the spot to catch special world premiere performances. Post Malone, the most nominated artist this year, will perform along with Ozzy Osbourne, Travis Scott, and Watts, showing off their new single. That don't impress me much. And get ready for some AMA reunions. Shania Twain performing after taking a 16-year break from the awards show. So you're a tough guy. While Billie Eilish is making her debut AMA performance. And taking home one of the biggest honors of the night, Taylor Swift for Artist of the Decade.
In the past decade, Taylor Swift has exploded as one of the hugest megastars in the entire music industry. It is so appropriate that she's getting the Artist of the Decade award this Sunday.
But the winner of the biggest award will be in the fans' hands, the coveted honor of Artist of the Year, in the running Drake. I want it, I got it, yeah. And Ariana Grande, amongst other big names. Megastar Ciara will host the Hollywood event, a dream of hers since she was a kid.
It is going to be a night full of incredible energy. Everyone that you'd want to see in one room will be here this night, and they will be bringing that fuego to the stage.
The AMAs is your front row seat to the best of the music industry. Tonight, you'll get to experience that from home. Watch who wins coming up on the AMAs. In Los Angeles, Alana Gomez, ABC News.
All right, now I'm excited. Well, the AMAs begin at 8 o'clock tonight, followed by the news at 11. We'll be right back.
That's the benefit of Medicare from Anthem.
A very talented teenager from Franklin Township will be showcasing his skills on an episode of Chopped Jr. that will air on the Food Network next month. We stopped by Connor Vought's house today so he could give us a little taste of what to expect on the episode. Connor is a 7th grader from Franklin Township Middle School. He's been helping his mom cook in the kitchen since he was 4 years old. His family loves the show Chopped, and Connor decided to fill out an application for the show, and about 9 months later, he got a call to do an interview and was chosen. He taped the episode this summer in New York, and this is a photo with former NFL player and celebrity judge Rashad Jennings. We asked him what the most difficult part about the competition was.
It was mostly just not having parents there to be like, oh, you're doing good, and you're just there hopefully doing something correct. If you're not, then it's not good. So if I'm at home, I have somebody to go, you probably shouldn't do that. But when you're on the show, it's more of the producers go, oh, I can't tell you that.
They did a really good job of making you feel at ease about it. It's just the stress of like not being able to help, and all of the parents, we were yelling at the TV like, what do you do? Oh no, put that down, grab that. When the kids would do something when you were watching.
Connor's episode of Chopped Jr. will air on December 3rd on the Food Network. He can't tell us how far he got in the competition, but the winner, Kyle, gets $10,000.
And I think he's doing something pretty good. He got on the show, right?
Exactly.
That's half the battle. All right, tomorrow our weather looking pretty good. This will be our pick of the week as we have highs in the 50s and some sunshine.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.